So let's dive right in. Here I'm looking at G Drive, right? The first thing that I'm going to do is to, act like a real user, right? So just deposit some sensitive data. Here I have a patent application that I pulled. Just to call out, right? I'm looking at the top right corner of the document. There's nothing out there, right? So this document is prepared and it's dropped into G Suite now. So we are uploading the document, that patent information, and then let's go ahead and open and see what happens, right? As soon as it hits the cloud, you see the sensitive, classification applied to the document by policy. So we are basically scanning the content, the document content for sensitive data presence, and then classifying it in the platform, right? Labeling accordingly. It's a very powerful way. If you don't have a classification engine, you can certainly make use of the built-in classification of our product. And then the next use case is download protection, right? There is a lot of sensitive data in the cloud, and if you try to download the information, how to really secure it. So we're going to look at a couple of very powerful controls. The first one is the sensitive data as it's coming down from the cloud. It needs to be secured, and here the platform has identified that this is sensitive data for classification, and then it is actually challenging the user to step up the authentication, right? To prove that I'm really Mahesh, who's actually trying to download this information, sensitive information, and then also encrypt the downloaded content. Now, why is that important? To Matt's point, if I'm on a gaming PC, dumping the file out, and there is some Trojan or ransomware sitting on that, personal computer, you don't want the sensitive data to leak out. So by using the encryption and information rights management, the data is protected not just in the cloud, but everywhere on the devices and wherever the information is sensitive. So let's take a look at how that works, right? First of all, I'm stepping up the authentication. What we have done is we have set up the step of auth with Okta. So the auth is complete, and then the file is downloaded, right? Now you can see that the file extension is action.c secure. So let's take a quick look at process, right? The process is that we try to download the document from the cloud, and then CASB was able to identify that the document has sensitive data classification. It's able to apply ARM policy and then encrypt the downloaded content, right? And the next step use case is to handle a different set of data elements. Here, the passport number. So what we're going to do now is to upload the sensitive data content to the cloud, and then collaborate, right? That's, again, a very powerful use case that we just discussed. We are basically entering a user, right, information here and trying to collaborate, which is not allowed by policy, by the way. Violate the policy. And then, as you can see, the information is actually shared, right, with the external collaborator. That shouldn't be in the first place. And then the platform, CASB platform, identifies the unauthorized collaboration and removes the collaborator, right? So now the collaborator is down because access is restricted, right? And then this is one type of sharing with external collaborators. Again, you can securely collaborate with external partners that you authorize. There's a way to whitelist the domains, right? If you want to collaborate with CipherCloud.com, we certainly provide for that. And then the next major challenge is with public links, right? We have seen this in the world of G Suite, Amazon S3, AWS S3, OneDrive, Microsoft, etc. So what if somebody accidentally or ignorantly, open a public link on corporate sensitive data, right? So we're going to go through that scenario, open the public link, Now anybody with this link can actually download the information, corporation information. Again, by policy, the platform is going to identify that a public link has been opened on the sensitive data document, and it has removed the unauthorized public link sharing. So very powerful use cases. You can actually see how the platform is able to work with these external collaboration type of situation. How do we do this? So let's quickly go through the process, right? First of all, you log into the CASB Plus Management Console and onboard, the cloud G Suite. We support many, and in fact, any application can be brought to CASB Plus for protection. And here, as you go through a very simple wizard, right, you have the capability to onboard Gmail, G Drive, and other Google apps. And then you may have heard of the CASB modes, right, APIs, inline proxies, historical data scanning, etc. So that's it. Assuming that you have onboarded the cloud, you have the capability to author a few policies, lots of options to work with, rich content library. And then you can also see what the user is trying to do with the cloud, upload, download, share the document or whatnot. And then the context, users, you can take an action. The platform offers a rich set of actions, remediation actions. You can actually choose the primary action and also secondary action and be able to complete a policy, a comprehensive policy, right? So very powerful policy engine as such. Now that we have get to the policy engine, let's take a quick peek at the email. Again, CipherCloud email is definitely possible in the inline mode. What we mean by inline is it's simply not the browser-based Gmail, right? We actually provide an SMTP secure email gateway. So whether you come from the browser or from the mobile app or through a thick app like Outlook or Mac Mail client, your email is well protected. So here we are looking at a use case wherein the email is sent with SSN information, right? By policy, what we want to do is to make sure that the SSNs are encrypted. Let's say that's the corporate policy. So the email received, right? And the recipient would actually get the encrypted content because the platform scans for the presence of social security numbers and be able to protect the information. This happens whether you send that attachment via browser or from mobile app or from thick apps, right? All channels. And if you just want to take a look at how the file looks like, right? So let's open that up with Notepad, all encrypted. Then the next use case is credit card numbers. Many organizations have the policy to make sure that the financial information doesn't leak out, right? It's quite possible that the employees may put in accidentally, right, the credit card information or financial information into the emails. And let's see what happens, right? When the email goes out, with our platform, you can actually redact or remove the credit card numbers. So here in the image, you see that the same email actually was delivered with redacted credit card number. And then we looked at the trip cancellation, the passport number use case earlier with G Drive. So the letter containing the passport number is being attached to the email and it's being sent to a Gmail user. Again, the sensitive data by policy needs to be classified. That's the use case that we looked at earlier. So same thing happens because one policy is applicable to G Drive, Gmail, Slack, ServiceNow, Salesforce. You pick the cloud, whether it's a managed instance by the corporate or unmanaged instance. You have the capability to author a policy and be able to apply to multiple cloud types and cloud instances as well. So this is hopefully gave you a good picture of the policy and remediation capabilities of the platform. Now let's look at the user and entity behavior analytics, right? Out of the box, as soon as you onboard the cloud, we have a rich set of dashboards which are interactive. You can actually start with the bigger picture and dive into the details. Everything is interactive, and you can find needles in haystacks, right, by looking at the bigger picture and then drilling down. And then all of this information is streamable to your enterprise team as well, just so you know. A number of statistics on, information rights management, what the admin user has done, privileged user has done, is also available in the platform as part of the activity monitoring and analytics. There is deep machine learning in the platform to understand the anomalies. If the user ID is being misused or abused, understand, right? Like geo anomalies, download anomalies, the excessive content deletes. So platform is keeping track of a number of these user activities and finding those needles in haystacks. So you just get alerted on what you need to know. And then there is also the powerful capability to slice and dice through the data audit information the platform is gathering. So here in this sample, we're going to basically pick a user, see how the user has been interacting with the cloud, right? So here, you pick the user ID, and then you can see what the user has been using in terms of devices. The user has used 59 devices, has been at 20 locations, has been using 20 cloud applications, has dealt with the 1,221 types of contents, right, documents. And if the user has actually collaborated and shared the documents with an external user, you're going to see that as well. So a very interesting way to slice and dice through the information and be able to investigate, right? Again, very powerful, not just from the policy and the visibility standpoint, but also from the forensics and investigation